Hey everybody, it's Mr. Cassidy. I hope that you are having a great Thanksgiving break. Hope you're recovering, um, getting close to coming back. This video is for our asynchronous day, and I'm not giving you any assignments. Don't worry about that. I wanted to talk about where we've been and where we're going. Okay, so we did okay on the test. Most of you did pretty good. I think it's kind of you know I don't know whether to say I'm happy or not. I mean, most of you did okay. I think there's always some scores where people feel that they wish they had done better or could have done better, and some of you did really well. So overall, I think we're moving on okay. You guys seem to be getting this stuff and spending some time with it. So with that, let's talk a little bit about where we're going. We just finished chapter 3. We've looked at you kind of have a good background on what an ecosystem is now. What you've heard the word ecosystem all along, right? But you have a little bit more of a background of how Earth environmental science uh, community looks at it, right? You learned a little bit more of the terminology. So um, we're going up to chapter 6 now. We were ecosystems and energy, right? So we're going to look at uh, the major ecosystems of the world, okay? So this is the land biomes, chapter 6, okay? The major ecosystems of the world, right? So um, the Earth's major biomes. Let's see, I have a PowerPoint that we can look at real quick. So this is a pretty cool PowerPoint. This is one of my biology PowerPoints that I've used before. So you guys have seen it before. Should be something that you used to. We'll be going back and forth between my biology PowerPoint as well as the books, right? So this one's a little bit more. I like, kind of talk about things here. If you look at the bottom, I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but ecosystems on land or biomes, right? So the biomes that we talked about, we looked at them a little bit as we were talking. It's kind of the biome is all of the ecosystems that are in the biosphere, right? So to me, let's see, Walt Whitman had a pretty cool thing to say about, I really like this quote that he said. He says, to me, or who is Walt Whitman? He is an American poet, very famous American poet, and a naturalist. He was kind of a lot like those guys that we were looking at, John Muir, right, and President Teddy Roosevelt. Those in the 18th, 19th century. Well, kind of one of the predecessors to being environmental scientists. Okay, so Walt Whitman he was kind of a lot like John Muir, the adventurer that discovered the national parks, right? Of course, I'm going to forget the picture. Remember, you guys remember the picture of him with Sequoia, okay? Sequoia National Park, and the other one's a couple of the redwood country up in California, right? So, but John Muir was more of a actual. Not only was he a naturalist, but he was more of a scientist. Okay, Walt Whitman is a naturalist, but it inspired him more. He wrote more. He was a journalist and a poet, right? He was most famously known for being a poet. But pretty wise. I like these words that he talked here. To me, every hour of the light and dark is a miracle. Every cubic inch of space is a miracle. God's miracle, right? So every square surface of the earth is spread with the same. So he was basically saying to him, as he adventured throughout his life, it all culminated it's all a miracle, right? So, and hopefully you guys see it that way too. So biomes, getting back to biomes, a little bit more, getting back away from the poetry here, and a little bit more to the science. Okay, so biomes are ecosystems on land. Okay, it's not the oceans. We'll be getting into the ocean ecosystems, and water and oceans when we come back from Christmas break. This is what we're going to be looking at here for the between now and we leave for Christmas break, okay, before the final. So you guys are familiar once again with this map. Remember the map that we saw on the video where they showed all these, how during the seasons the temperatures change and stuff. Okay, so as the flora and fauna change with the seasons. And that has to do with the rotation of the Earth, right? The rotation, how it orbits the sun, and the sun's energy, right, is what changes it all. And the seasons change with the amount of energy that the Earth is getting from the sun. All right, so we'll talk more about that too. But anyway, this map here is a map of the Earth, and it's the biosphere, okay, the part of the Earth that supports life. So, which we already know. Scattered throughout the biosphere is a wide range of geographic areas called biomes, each with its own unique climate, landforms, and biodiversity. Okay, so there are all these things that make up ecosystems, right? So this is, like I say, this is each biome is defined by two sets of characteristics: biotic factors. Oh, hey, what else do you think? Abiotic factors, which are non-living. Okay, so examples of the abiotic are soil type. Another thing that we need to consider too that has a lot to do with the what goes on in these areas is the amount of rainfall. All right, so remember, for plants to do photosynthesis, not only do they need energy from the sun and carbon dioxide, they also need water. Right, so rainfall definitely has a play on that, and some of the biotic factors here. Living, right? So species of decomposers, producers, consumers present, right? So we're going to start looking at the actual, areas of the world and the different ecosystems and talking about what's going on with the temperatures and water and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so I don't want to. I'm not. We're not going to have a lecture. This is just an introduction here. Okay, so anyway, back to our book. All right, so these things. Which of the following ecosystems are not fire adapted? Ooh, which of the following ecosystems have adapted to wildfires? Wow, I think that's kind of relevant. I think so, isn't it? So it's not for no reason that when we start talking about land biomes, right, the major ecosystems of the world on land, they're looking at fires, right? This is the kind of the real world beginning to the chapter that every chapter has. Okay, so but anyway, then here, see, this map looks kind of familiar, right? So we're going to be spending, you guys will be very much familiar with this stuff. So anyway, like I said, I just wanted to, this is our asynchronous lecture for the day. And I wanted to give you guys just kind of a heads up on where we're going to be hitting the ground running on Tuesday, which you guys will see. I'll post this for tomorrow on Monday. And yes, I'm doing this on Sunday. I do most of my lecture preparation on Sunday. So, but anyway, I'm looking forward to this. I'm excited about this chapter, and I hope you guys will be too. And I will see you guys Tuesday morning, most of you anyway. Okay.